How do you get in touch with your higher self?
How do you get in touch with your higher self? Well, first of all, we have to define what that means. What is your higher self? Is that God? Is that the universe? Is that some part of you that's the best part of you? I'm going to distinguish or separate the higher self from the universe. And I'm going to say that the higher self is the you that you always dreamed that you could become. That is like the ideal you that exists inside of you that can talk to your mind, to your conscious mind. Well, then how do you get in touch with that? Well, imagine that your higher self is like a soul or a being that you can talk to. Okay, well, then what? Well, what you're really trying to do is have a spiritual conversation. So I would suggest doing a journey to enter the spirit world and then have that conversation. I actually do teach that. I first learned it from a guy named Dick Sutphen, Sutphen. And he had this amazing training that I never even ordered it, right? There was a period in my life where the universe or the great divine, whatever you call it, started sending me programs to study that I didn't order randomly, and I would just pay for them later. And one of them was Dick Sutphen's program. And he had this thing where you go on a journey to meet your spiritual advisors. And in Napoleon Hill's epic classic, Think and Grow Rich, he says that a commonality of wealthy people, self-made millionaires, is that they talk to a spiritual or imaginary, if you prefer, board of advisors. Well, Dick Sutphen had this journey to go meet them, which was really profound for me when I did it the first time, and the second, and the third. And I did it so many times that it became part of my routine. And I memorized it, and then I understood the elements of it, and I started to design my own. And so if you go to my courses, if you take the breakthrough course or the completion course, and then of course the trainings that come after it, I do that with the audience. I take you, the student, through the journey to go to meet your spiritual board of advisors. Well, guess what? Your higher self can be there. Okay, usually people just go there and whoever is there just shows up. So they might see their grandpa, or they might see Jesus, or they might see their heroes, right? Like maybe they'll see Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., or they'll see Oprah Winfrey, or Mother Teresa, or someone that they've always felt connected to, right? You know that there's those people that you just admire who they were and you feel really connected to them, and sometimes their books just kind of show up in your life, or their photos show up in your life. And you just know, like, on some level, their spirit is connected to you. Well, those are usually the people that show up in your spirit room when you travel to go meet your spiritual board of advisors. Well, if you want to talk to your higher self, ask for your higher self to show up there. Now, if you do this type of journey regularly, and more importantly, if you use the 4 major tools of transformation, especially the 7 steps to reprogramming yourself, to erase any blockages you have to having that communication, then it's going to be fantastic. When you get to my 3rd course, Becoming Your Authentic Self, you're going to learn how to tap into your intuition. Every single person will be able to do an intuitive reading by the end of day 3. Every single person who's ever taken it and will ever take it can do it, because my method is foolproof. I want to say it's genius, but I'm not going to say it. You're going to say it's genius, because people do. And it works every time. And when you can develop your intuition to that level, then eventually, and I mean eventually, you can drop the journey to go meet your spiritual board of advisors and talk to your higher self. And you can just go right there. Like first thing in the morning when you wake up, you can just go right to that space and ask your higher self to be there and talk. And you're going to be talking to yourself. Of course, that's what it means. Your higher self, yourself. But the part of you that is already more awakened than you are consciously. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, you asked the question, how do you get in touch with your higher self? That's my answer. Develop your intuition, develop your ability to be multi-dimensional and access the spirit world, access the spiritual realms, and then make the intention to talk to your higher self, and you will. Now, I gotta put like a warning, a disclaimer on this video, because there's a lot of people who are not in this mindset. You know, they don't believe there's any such thing. And I just want to say, I respect your opinion, and it's okay if you don't believe there's any such thing as a higher self. Or, I mean, come on, Napoleon Hill's book is like one of the most famous books ever. And he says it's okay to go to meet your spiritual board of advisors because it's a common thing of self-made multimillionaires. But still, you might feel like, I just don't believe in that. And I just want you to know that's okay. You don't have to. But if this is something that you're interested in, hopefully what I shared with you will really help you to understand how to do it. It takes training. You know, sometimes people just want like some easy answer, like here's a pill and now you can do it. And that's just so weak. I mean, what did Jim Rohn say? The benefit of making $1 million is not to have the $1 million. It's who you get to become in the process of making the $1 million. And it's the same thing. As you develop your ability to talk to your higher self, you'll develop your ability. And that can begin a journey that can continue on and on and on until you can do things that you never dreamed that you can do. I literally feel like I need to create a whole other class just on developing intuitive ability beyond what I've already taught my students, which is a lot, because I have so many new intuitive abilities I never even knew you could have. I've never even read about them. I developed them on my own because I just got to such a higher level of practicing and practicing and practicing for so many decades that, yeah, I know I'm like 97, right? And all these decades of practice, I'm just kidding. All these decades of practicing allowed me to develop the ability. And that's what you really want. How do you get in touch with your higher self? The question is, how do you develop the ability? And I just told you. Do the spiritual journeys. I'm not going to tell you where else to go learn them. I already mentioned, right? Dick's Up and Take Mine. And then keep improving your intuitive development. I don't know any other program other than mine that I could recommend to you. I mean, there's other good ones, but there's none that can show you how to erase the blockages because only I have those tools. I'm sorry if you're offended. You might feel like I have tools to be intuitive. I'm sure you do. But if you had my tools, you'd be so happy. You would love these tools because they make life so much easier. And you could do things so much faster. You could develop your intuition at a lightning rate. It doesn't have to take 5 years. It could take 3 days. Seriously. So that's how you do it. You develop the ability by going through training. And as you get through the training, you develop the ability, and then you can do the simple thing we just talked about. It's simple, talking to your higher self. But then you're going to go farther and farther and farther until you achieve things that you never even knew you could, and you're going to want to share them with other people. You're going to use them to make your life better. The most important skill in life is intuition. You know where I learned that? Business school. Yes, business school. I can talk with you more about that later, but to answer the question, take the breakthrough course. Yep, that's it. So, hopefully you had fun with this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Make some comments, and I'll see you soon.